I believe that our choice of His Excellency to be the very first to present this distinguished lecture series is validated by his performance here today. He has raised a number of fundamental issues in the course of the lecture, and I've come to the point of interacting with him. He has graciously agreed to accept questions and interactions. But before we go into that, I'd like to plead that we be civil and parliamentary in our conduct as we interact with him.
Your experience on the media has shown, lot of other things, but I just add like a little bit of Oliver twist, to that. You made a statement that one of your greatest or global issue that bothers you most is the issue of job creation. As an alumni of this issue, we have partners that we work with, like the Goggles of this world, Samsung, we partner all of this, Yahoo, to see how we put together programs that can develop, capacities for you. So we will also need your partnership, Your Excellency, in this area. See how, if not hosted here, perhaps we host it universities in such a way that we can come, under the leadership of the Pan-African University. We can come with Google and partners, with Samsung, with Yahoo, and Nigeria's internet to see how we can get the data used, and even those in school, see the kind of competence that they have, and then translate those competences into producing products and services that will be commercially usable. Thank you very much.
Dear Governor, I'm from Delta State, and I want to be a little bit very detailed and come on your channel. Now, sir, in most of the things we talked about, this is something like gainful employment for youth. And we talked about infrastructure in Delta State. And you gave us some illustration about the accident issue. And sir, when you were giving your lecture, the body language, some of the things you were saying, from our understanding, you're trying to press how we have to organize ourselves and get things right. Now, my question to you, sir, is this. Sir, don't you think it's as a result of what I call lack of trust our leaders that is making this kind of reaction? One. Two, the accident that happened and you ask a convoy to stop. So you and I know in Nigeria today that there are times when some government officials are on the way. They even want those people that voted for them to leave the road. Sorry. To leave the road. They are serene and they are intimidating people and all that. And also, lastly, sir, you said something about when you're in London. In Nigeria today, we all know that.
I wasn't in London.
No, you said you gave an incident that somebody speculation. We all agree today that outside Nigeria, you can meet any government official one-on-one outside any protocol. How can we in the other states correct some of this impression? First, coming from the head down. Thank you very much, sir.
My question is just about the state of lack of security as well in the other state. Anytime I have cause to pass through the states, particularly in the high roads, my heart is usually my mouth. And that I sometimes witnessed a kind of security breach. And all you saw about this was just young men who otherwise could have been engaged if they had good jobs, who otherwise could have been engaged if they had something better to do. But so much so that when you see them doing this, they tend to be so relaxed in it. It's like, it's a norm. Nobody there challenges us. My question basically is, what is being done in Delta State beyond the rhetorics and beyond, what we see in public? What is being done to address this youth on engagement? Can there be something done to make sure that we have less of that in Delta State, less of security issues? Thank you very much.
What you just raised, I believe, is a general problem worldwide. I was listening to Obama, and Obama's one point agenda today is job creation. Jonathan's one point agenda today is job creation. Ask any governor in Nigeria, is job creation. The excuse that they give for Boko Haram is because the people are not engaged. The excuse that they give for any criminal activities is because the boys are not engaged. And that's why I emphasized in my talk that our strategy of Delta Beyond Oil is to ensure that we create jobs. And when you create jobs, our youth get employed. And when they get employed, the pool that is left, is recruited for criminal activities, is very much reduced. So, one aspect is that, and we are pursuing that vigorously. We have the long-term plan, which is in 5-6 years, that will bring big industries. Because this infrastructure we're talking about, it takes time to develop. And until those infrastructures are there, some of these companies will not come. And one of the infrastructure I forgot to mention is the ICT that my brother talked about. It's one of the infrastructure areas and we agree that we can partner with the university on doing more in that area. Now, so there's a long-term strategy of creating jobs. For the interim, we need to do the low-hanging fruits. And this is where we come to the issues of microcredit and short-term skill acquisition that will ensure that either these young people start their own businesses or they are employed. The third one is even graduates. Most of our graduates today, I'm sorry to say, are not employable. They can have the degrees, not the degrees in this world. They are not employable. So you need to make them employable. So we are starting an entrepreneurship program for our youth. We have the first one that's coming up sometime in April. For our even young graduates to be employable. And one of the areas that we also develop their employment capability is the ICT area. So those are some of the but we also have a challenge. And the challenge is this. Today, the federal government has started the public works program, which we have also found we have been developing before the federal government one. What is the public works program? Public works program just simply means being able to go back to the old days of PWD. I don't know whether you know about PWD. Where you employ people that will carry wheelbarrows, mending roads, and all that. But how many of our youths really want to do that? I'll tell you from my experience. Today, when President Obasanjo was in power, he gave allocation to various states to employ police. Alex is here. We tried practically. His people are my people. His boys are my boys. When you tell the people, you say police, how much police is here? Not only private ticket for them. How many receive? God forbid. Why? Because they have been exposed to the money coming from the oil business, legally or illegally. So they don't see the need to do those small jobs. So it was small, so I want to correct that. It will not be correct, because all of you are agree. When you say small, it's to emphasize it's really smallness. I'm saying so, I'm not going to quote myself. The smallness of the job, they are not prepared to. They want to start tomorrow, build houses, drive big cars, because they've seen their mates doing it through criminal means, doing it through illegal bunkering, or one thing or the other. Not politics. So that's one big challenge that we have. They believe that it's staying now. You just talked about your experience in Delta. I can say, with all sense of responsibility, that criminal activity in this country is generalized. No state can come and stand there and say my state is safer than the other. It depends on the level of reporting. There are states where they are suppressed. There are states where they are reported. That's the difference. It depends on the level of reporting. People can tell their experiences in various states of the country. South Africa that is trying to rubbish us today, I'm sure you know that the level of security in South Africa is higher than that in Nigeria. But how much of it do you hear? You see, when you talk about insecurity, somebody was told me that, and I think it's true, that the issue of development is not slowed down more by insecurity, but development is slowed down more by lack of good governance. Good governance brings development, no matter the level of insecurity. That is why today, Israel is supposed to be one of the states and one of the countries where you have challenges with security. But it is one of the countries where the investors go more than most countries in the world today. Most of the things that have developed, your laptop, your ICT, they were all from Israel. But the level of insecurity is quite high. But the good governance there has attracted investment. Good governance that ensures protection of your investment. Today, we have challenges with our laws that do not even protect your investment. If you come to invest in Nigeria today and there has to be a dispute, arbitration laws does not protect the investment of investors. We have those challenges. So, in encouraging you, we are trying to deal with the various things that will reduce insecurity. This morning, I listened to the American, I think, Undersecretary and State Secretary, who visited our Minister of Finance, trying to say that they are trying to put a consulate in Kano, and also to help the people of the North create jobs for their youth as a strategy of dealing with insecurity. If you go to that part of the country and you stand in a place, if you stand with a new car, what you experience in Delta is a small thing compared to the number of youths that will come out, mount on your car. They are engaged, they are hungry, they want something to eat. It's a big national issue, but it's also an issue that the states and the federal government are trying to tackle by ensuring we have infrastructure, we have workplace that will bring the investors. And it's also, I must say, because many of us here are men, we also have challenges of population. So, men and women, let us also look at our rate of procreation. Men who have 4 or 5 wives, each wife having 5 children. The population has really grown beyond. I mean, the rate is quite fast. So I'm just advocating that people should be like one girl and one boy. Stuff like that. I'm out from Anyocha North. Peter, thank you very much. Yes, over the years, it has become difficult to trust government. Even those of us in government, sometimes we have challenges to trust the government. Because even as a government, yes, I'm saying so because even sometimes as a governor, I give directive. You know, I expect that the directive should be carried out immediately. But somewhere along the line, one small man, it looks insignificant, but it can cause so much problem, so much delay, that you have to shout and abuse somebody and give queries and all that. And the way government is, you cannot just go, this man has caused the problem, you should go home. No, you can't. First of all, you have to give query, you have to put a panel, and while you are doing that, what regional law is calling you, what general is calling you, that's my brother from my village, I believe now. So by the time the reports of the query come, I get to the time of sack, the whole community is already begging you. And if you go ahead and sack that person, you look like a wicked person. So that's why I said, even for us who are managers of government, we also have challenges of trusting government. Because you give directive, and that directive might not be carried out. So people, over the years, have built up that attitude of not trusting government. But we believe that we can deal with that by ensuring that government delivers. So it will take some time. As government begins to deliver on the promises, that trust will eventually build up. And delivering is based on the kind of capacity that we are building. That's why we are as a government, we are investing more on ICT. I'm quite happy. If I tell you my story of ICT, when I was appointed Commissioner for Health, the office I was using, the only means of communication was a bicycle bell. Bicycle bell. So if I needed to call my secretary, I don't know if many of you know that bicycle bell, I'll just press bicycle bell and my secretary would call, and then we would call permanent secretary. So our means of communication was quite, if the governor needed to see any of us, there was a bicycle rider who would go from the office to my office. The issue of the accident victim and what I call the recklessness of our convoy.